Coast Studios in Oklahoma City. You're watching The Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell, and we're brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. You can go online right now and order your pizza at papajohns.com. Time for We Pick 'em. It's a lot of NBA because, well, it's that time of year. Barry, let's start with this game. A Sunday showdown up in Indianapolis. Maybe a little shine off of it considering the way the Pacers are playing. Thunder at Pacers. High noon tip-off. Who you got in this one?
I got the Thunder, and it depends on, of course, whether Indiana is going to play its A team or its B team. The Pacers win on Wednesday night without playing a starting five, and the truth is, Frank Vogel wasn't resting his stars. He was punishing them for bad play. Indiana has just tanked out. They had one of the worst games I've ever seen on Sunday, where they had 23 first-half points against Atlanta at home. So Thunder's rising, Pacers falling. I'm going to take the Thunder.
Yeah, I'm going Thunder in this one as well. It's bizarro world what's happening with the Pacers, but here's even more bizarro world stuff. They're still atop the East. Even though they've struggled as much as they have, the Heat has yet to catch them as we're talking on Thursday morning. So, yeah, crazy stuff. Pacers, I think the Pacers still have a team capable of making the finals, but they're not playing anywhere close to it right now. So you got to go with the Thunder. I just wonder if the Pacers get motivated and play well on Sunday. Definitely interested to watch and see how that one goes. All right, Barry, what about the West? Speaking of conferences and who's at the top, who gets the top spot in the West? As we talk right now, Spurs have a 3-game lead on the Thunder. Who wins that top spot?
I mean, I think the Spurs are going to go ahead and hold on to it. I mean, they've got a little bit of a tough slot, but it would be a monumental collapse. San Antonio has shown no signs of that, not this season, not in the last 25 years. So I think Spurs will get the top spot, relegating the Thunder to number 2.
Yeah, I'm going Spurs on this one as well. But here's some great consolation if you're a Thunder player, coach, fan, part of the Thunder Nation. I think the Thunder's going to improve their record again. I think they're going to get to 61 wins. They'll need to win out. Right now they sit at 57 after that Wednesday night win at the Clippers, but I think they get over 60. I think they go to 61. I think they win out, which would be a great mark considering all the injuries they've had this year. Wow, what a year that would be for this team. All right, what about the East, Barry? Who gets the top spot in the East? As I mentioned, the Pacers still have a half-game lead as we talk on Thursday morning. Who wins?
Well, I think it's going to be Miami. They play Friday night down in Miami, the Heat getting the home game against the Pacers. I think whoever wins that game will get the number 1 seed. The Miami's struggling. Miami's 11 and 12 in its last 23 games. Miami's not playing well at all, but they're playing hard. They're getting beat close when they lose. The Pacers just stink. So I think the Pacers want that number 1 seed. They've made it a holy crusade to beat the Heat, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think Miami gets them.
Yeah, with only a half-game lead at this point, I got to go with Miami. They're just playing better. And, I mean, they're not playing great, but they are playing better. I don't get what's happening in Indianapolis. I really don't. I mean, I think that they've got some really good talent on the Pacers, but they have just fallen completely apart. I think that, with their inside game, they've got a chance to really give Miami fits, even though, Miami brings a great player in LeBron James in a potential series. But I just have a hard time seeing how the Pacers hang on to that top spot in the East. All right, what about who misses out in the West, Barry? There's really a 3-way run right now for that last spot in the West between Golden State, Dallas, Phoenix, Memphis also. I throw them in there too, 4 teams. So who gets left out of that?
Well, I think it's going to be Phoenix, but it's going to be tight. Phoenix actually is ahead of Memphis. Memphis is on the outs right now, but I love the Grizzlies, the way they play. They've had injury problems. Memphis gets Phoenix and Dallas here in the last week of the season. I think it's going to be a very, very tight fit. I think Phoenix, the lack of experience, is going to hurt the Suns. I'm going to say Phoenix is left out.
Yeah, I'll go the Suns as well. And, man, I would love to see them in there because what they've done, what Jeff Hornacek has done with that team, fantastic. Likely he'll be NBA Coach of the Year. I mean, at least going to get a ton of votes, I would think, for the job that he's done out there. But, I just think it's going to be a really tight fit. I like Memphis. Well, I mean, if you're around here, you don't like Memphis, but you like what they do on the court, that tough guy mentality, that battle it out mentality. I just think they've got a little more going for it here down the stretch. All right, what about the East, Barry? It's a little more clear cut there with 2 teams battling out for that last spot. Atlanta, New York. But who misses out?
I think it's going to be the Knickerbockers. The Atlanta's all of a sudden had a revival. Has won a few games here. The Knicks caught them and then has fallen back. And I just think a disastrous season continues for New York. They're going to be left out. And the tragedy for the Knicks is that if they'd gotten to 8, if they can get to 8, who knows? Indiana might be there, and Indiana's vulnerable. We thought, that it was a cakewalk for Miami and Indiana to the East Finals, but now not so. Nobody wants a piece of the Heat, really, but the Pacers are vulnerable. I think it's going to be Atlanta that gets that shot.
Yeah, I'll go with the Knicks being left out as well. And as we talk right now, they're 12 games under 500. So if they miss out, the only people they have to blame are themselves. To be 12 games under 500, you got to be better than that if you really want to have an argument for missing out. So I think they miss out, and then begins the dominoes. What dominoes fall in New York? What does Phil Jackson do? Does he fire the coach? Who does he go out and get? I think we're going to see that happen sooner rather than later because I don't think the Knicks are going to be in the playoffs. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.